Hey everybody, it's me, Chris. I'm back over here in the kitchen. Guys, I got a great holiday recipe for you today. I'm going to show you how to make pumpkin cheesecake. And I'll post the full recipe in the description of the video. But let me show you my ingredients. All right, so take a look. I got 3 bars of cream cheese. That's 3 8-ounce bars. I got here some eggs. I got 4 eggs. I got some sour cream, some regular sugar. I'm going to add some brown sugar. I got a little cornstarch. And here's the pumpkin spice. I got some vanilla. And then 1 can of pumpkin. And then for my crust, I'm going to make very simple because this is a lot of sugar. It's a sweet dessert. It's just 1 pack of graham crackers and 4 tablespoons of butter. And to bake these guys, I like to use a regular cake pan. This is a 9-inch deep cake pan. And then I use this large one to make a water bath. And, it works great for me. But you know what? A lot of people use these. This is a spring form pan. A 10-inch would be good for this recipe. Or if you really want to make it simple, you know what, guys? Get 2 of these ready-made pie crusts. This amount of filling will make 2 pies. You just put them on a cookie sheet. And you're going to bake them a lot less time because they're going to be much thinner. But it's just an easy way to go. And then you can just cut it and serve it like a regular pie. So we'll start first with the crust. And what you can do, guys, usually I'll use my food processor for this, but I'm not using it today. So I just take a Ziploc bag and I'll break these up. And then I like to use, this is just a meat pounder. And you could bang these and make your graham cracker crumbs. My graham cracker crumbs, they're done. Just going to put them into a bowl. And then what I did is I just melted my butter. I'm going to add that as well. And then you just want to give this a good mix. And you know what? You could add some pumpkin spice flavor to here. You could add a little bit more sugar if you like. It's up to you. All right, and just to prepare my pan, guys, I got a piece of butter, like half a tablespoon. And I like to really just butter the bottom and butter the sides. See how I do that really well? It's just going to help release later on. And now what you do is just take your graham cracker and butter mixture and just add it to the pan. I'm just spreading this out to start, just to get it in an even layer. And then you want to press it in, and these measuring cups really work well. You can just start pressing it in, make sure it's even. And what you do is you can push a little up the sides with this. You see that? So that crust will come up the cheesecake a little bit. All right, guys, so this looks good. See how nice and even it is? I'm just going to throw this in the oven. I already had my oven heated up to 350. You just want to bake this for about 10 minutes, no more than that, just to get it set. All right, guys, so let's start to make the filling. I'm just going to add both my sugars right in. I'll add my vanilla. Now we'll just start to mix this. And now we can start adding the rest of our ingredients. I'll add the can of pumpkin. Got my sour cream, the cornstarch. Can't forget the pumpkin spice. And guys, this could be quite a strong spice, so I'm doing 2 teaspoons, but you do it to your taste. And guys, one other thing I recommend, just a nice pinch of kosher salt, just really helps bring out the flavors. And before I add my eggs, I just want to start to mix this and bring it together. Just start on low so it doesn't go everywhere. Hey guys, before I add my eggs, I just want to give this a good scrape down. And if you look, you can see with this glass bowl, it definitely needs it. All right, and what I recommend, guys, you should have all your ingredients at room temperature before you do this. It just makes a smoother batter. All right, now we'll add in our eggs. I mean, usually when I do the food processor, I do one at a time, but you could just add them all at once. So here, you want to start on low so that it doesn't go everywhere. So. All right, guys, and this looks pretty good. I give it one more final scrape down. And you really want to spend the time and make sure this is mixed very, very well. All right, guys, so my crust is pre-baked, and you could smell the graham crackers once they start to toast. Now, I didn't put this big outer pan in the oven, so I can still touch it. And now I'm ready to just pour the batter in. Let me spin this around a little bit. I'll grab my spatula at the end. Just going to pour this right in. All right, and of course you want to give this a good scrape down and get all that batter in there. Got some water here. I'm going to give this a water bath. And that's why I like using these cake pans. It just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about aluminum foil. And you're just looking to go about halfway up. And the reason we do the water bath, it just gives you a much more even bake, and it helps prevent the cheesecake from cracking on top. But guys, if you're making this in a springform pan and you don't want to do the water bath, you're not sure about it, you could bake it without it. It's going to come out absolutely delicious. What'll happen is you may get some little cracks on top, so it just won't look as nice, but it's going to taste great. All right, so my cheesecake is ready. I'm going to pop this in the oven. And this is a nice, tall, big cheesecake that I'm making. So I'm going to bake mine at 350 for an hour. Then I'll shut the oven off and I'll leave it for 30 minutes before I take it out to let it finish cooling. And then what I do after it's completely cooled, it's going to take at least a couple hours. I'll cover it and put it in the refrigerator. And ideally, you want to let it sit overnight, and then you'll be ready to unmold it, and I'll show you what that looks like. Guys, this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. I just want to show you something before I set this to cool. You see, it's nicely browned on top, but it's still a little bit of wiggle, and that's what you want. You don't want to over bake it, so I'm going to let this cool completely. I'll refrigerate it overnight, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, guys, so the cheesecake sat overnight, and I'm going to show you how to unmold this thing. All right, so you see it kind of separated a little bit from the sides of the pan. But I want to I got a thin, flexible knife, and I want to just go around all the way to the bottom. And I just want to scrape this to loosen it even further. All right, and I can feel the knife's going through pretty easy after the first pass around. But I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure. All right, and the last thing we got to do, we just got to warm the bottom up a little bit before we unmold this. So the way I do that is just turn on my stove, and I'm going to put the cake right on it and just leave it there for like 20 seconds. All right, so I warmed the bottom a little bit, and here's how we unmold it. So I'm going to take a sheet of wax paper, and I got a couple of pizza pans here. It just really makes it easy. All right, so I'm just going to take one of my pizza pans, flip it upside down, press it on top, and I'm going to give this a flip. Just like that. And then what I like to do is just pick it up a little bit and just let it fall. Now, moment of truth. Let's see. There we go. All right, and now we got to flip this over.
You can't eat it upside down.
We can, but we're not going to, okay, buddy?
All right. I get it.
All right. All right, guys, so what I do, I take my second pizza pan, and you can just use a large platter, put it on top, and again, I'm just going to flip this whole thing over, just like that. You gently want to peel this away so you don't mess up the top. So I'm going to fold it over. Jack, can you hold that, please?
Yeah, of course I can.
So I'm going to fold this over and just gently peel the wax paper back so you don't mess up the whole top. You see that? Now, if you just ripped it off, it would mess up the top. All right, now time to cut this. And I like to cut the pieces all at once. So I got my large chef knife, and you press down, just drag it through. And you see you don't want to mess up the top. And now with each cut, you have to just clean off the knife so you don't make the other pieces look like they're a mess. All right, guys, so this is cut 8 nice big pieces. And what I'll do is I'll freeze a few of these individually so we can take them out. But let me plate one up and we'll try it. All right, guys, and this looks like a good piece. Take a look at this.
That looks delicious.
All right, I like to serve this very simply. Just some whipped cream on top. All right, and if you want, you can just put a little dusting of cinnamon on top. And this is it, guys, pumpkin cheesecake. All right, guys, the only thing left to do is give this a try. I got Jack to help me out. And I'm going to get a little bit of that whipped cream. I know you don't want it, Jack, so you take the corner without it.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a piece of the front. All right, let's do a cheers. Mmm. And guys, this came out absolutely incredible. It's so creamy. It's so delicious. And this is going to really knock your socks off for the holiday. You got to try this pumpkin cheesecake. Hey guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification button so you don't miss out on our future videos. Thanks everybody. I'll see you on the next one.